Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 10 math. The lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 10 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter algebra. The lessons we're going to cover are ratio and portions, like properties of exponents, simplify radical expressions, and write variable expressions, right? So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Hold on, let me just see what's wrong with the lesson name. The first lesson, that is ratios and proportions. So let's just start with the lesson. Does 10 by 16 and 5 by 8 form a proportion? You have to see if they form a proportion, right? So to determine whether the two ratios 10 by 16 and 5 by 8 form a proportion, you can compare them using a common denominator, right? The denominator for 16 and 8, you can use 16 as a common denominator, right? You have to make the smaller denominator equal to greater one, 10 by 16 and 5 by 8. Let's just make the smaller denominator equal to 16, right? So 8 times 2 is 16. That is 5 times 2 is 10 and 8 times 2 is 16. See, now they both are exactly equal. That means that both the fractions are equivalent. The correct option is yes, they form a proportion, right? Do the ratios 11 by 10 and 8 by 5 form a proportion? So let's just see. We have to look for the common denominator, right? 11 over 10 and 8 over 5. 11 over 10 and 8 over 5. Here you have 10. You have to make the smaller denominator equal to greater one. So 5 times 2 is 10, right? Let's just multiply this fraction by 2. 8 times 2 is 16 and 5 times 2 is 10. But they are not equal. That means no, they do not form a proportion. The correct option is no. By 20 and 2 by 4 form a proportion. Let's just see 19 by 20 and 2 by 4. And 2 by 4. Let's make the denominator common. Here you have 20. Just multiply this fraction by 5. 5 times 2 is 10 and 5 times 4 is 20. 19 over 20 and 10 over 20, they are not equal. So that means no, they do not form a proportion. The correct option is no. Okay, hello. Do the ratio 1 by 2 and 5 by 10. So the correct option is yes, they form a proportion, right? If you make their denominator common, they are exactly equal. So the correct option is yes, they make a proportion. Do the ratio 4 by 12 and 1 by 3 form a proportion? So which is the correct option? Hello, can you hear me now? Hello. Okay, simplify m negative 9 exponent negative 3, right? M exponent negative 9 times negative 3. When you have the exponents like this, you have to a exponent, m exponent, n. You multiply them m time n, right? So that would be m exponent negative 9 times negative 3. 9 times 3 is 27, so that's m exponent 27. Got it? The correct option is m exponent 27. Option number 1 is the correct option. Simplify r8 exponent negative 9. So which is the correct option? Yes, you have to multiply them. You need to apply the same rule we applied to last question, right? So that would be 8 times 9, that is 72. So the exponent is r exponent negative 72 is the correct option. That is r exponent negative 72. Option number 2 is the correct option. Simplify d exponent negative 6. So which is the correct option? The correct option is d exponent 42. Option number 2 is the correct option. Very good. Simplify h exponent negative 7 exponent 5. So which is the correct option? The correct option is, that's option number 1. H exponent negative 35 is the correct option. The next one is m exponent 3 exponent 4. So which is the correct option? The correct option is m exponent 12. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. And the next lesson is Simplify radical expressions. Let's just start with the next lesson. Subtract negative 6 square root 2 minus 3 square root 2. So you can solve them like we do the like terms, right? They have the same radical. So you can collect them, right? Negative 6 and negative 3 makes negative 9. So the correct option is that is negative 9 square root 2. Let's just start with the practice questions, right? So you have to work with radicals like we solve the like terms, right? You have to collect them like we do with the like terms. Like terms means they have the same variables. So if they have the same, you have to add them or you have to subtract them. Just look at the first example. 5 square root 7 and negative 6 square root 7. They both have square root 7, right? So here we can solve it like we do with this like term. So square root 7 is a like term. Let's just solve 5 square root 7 minus 6 square root 7, right? So you have square root 7 common. You can take common out and you can do 5 minus 6. 5 minus 6 is negative 1. So that would be negative 1 square root 7 or negative square root 7. Got it? So you have to do exactly the same thing like you do with the like terms. The correct option is negative 7. Option number 2 is the correct option. Subtract, write your answer in simplest form. So again, you have square root 2 as our like term. So which is the correct option? The correct option is negative 9 square root 2. Option number 2 is the correct option. Simplify square root 490. So let's just solve, right? Square root 490. Basically, square roots and squares, they are opposite to each other, right? So 7 times 7 is 49 and 49 times 10 is 490, right? So you can write 7 as 7 square times square root 10. 2 and square root cancel out. You are left with 7 square root 10. The correct option is 7 square root 10. Any question you can please ask? So the correct option is 7 square root 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. Simplify 63w square. Okay, 63. That would be 7 times 9, right? 63 w square. You can Write 63 as 3 times 3 is 9 and 9 times 7 is 63 and you have w square. Then you can write it as 3 square w square times square root 7. 2 and square root cancel out. You are left with 3w and square root 7. The correct option is 3 square root 7 w. Option number 1 is the 2 is the correct option. 3w square root 7. Add negative 7 square root 5 plus 4 square root 5. Which is the correct option? The correct option negative 3 square root 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. Simplify 126 d square. Okay, 126 d. Just solve 126 d square, right? So 3 times 3 is 9 and 9 times 14 is 126, right? So now you can write 3 square d square square root times 14. So that is 3d square root 14. The correct option is 3d square root 14. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Okay, the next one is write variable expressions. Let's just start with the lesson. Write an expression for the operation described below. So the operation is described in words. You have to write it down using the variables and the operations, right? Add 7 to C. So that would be C plus 7, right? Let's just start with the test questions. Write an expression for the operation described below. Add 7 to C. The operation is described in the sentence form, right? You have to write it down using the mathematical operation. So add means you need to use the sign to have to add. That would be C plus 7. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? Write an expression for the operation described below. U divided by 8. So which is the correct option? Yes, that is U divided by 8. Option number 2 is the correct option. You just have to add the sign, division sign. Seven divided by R, which is the correct option? The correct option is option number 1. 7 divided by R. Option number 1 is the correct option. Write an expression for operation described below. Oh, that's the same one. Write an expression for the operation described below. P times 8. So which is the correct option? Yes, that's option number 2 is the correct option. Write an expression for the operation described below. Add Q plus 3. So which is the correct option? The correct option is option number 1 is the correct option. Write an expression for the operation described below. D divided by 4. So which is the correct option? The correct option is option number 2 is the correct option. Divide 9 by y. So which is the correct option? The correct option is option number 2 is the correct option, right? Write an expression for the operation described below. Divide 5 by y. So which is the correct option? Option number 1 is the correct option. Divide 4 by s. So which is the correct option? Option number 1 is the correct option. Four divided by y, which is the correct option? The correct option is option number 2 is the correct option. Add 6 to p, which is the correct option? The correct option is 6 plus p. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 10 math. The chapter we were working on is algebra. The lessons we have covered today are ratios and proportions, properties of exponents, simplify radicals, radical expressions, write variable expressions, and write variable expressions, right? So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. That is your homework until next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday 5 to 9. Or either you can join me in the interactive session That would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10. So if you have any questions related to the lessons we have just finished, you can please ask. I am here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. No questions? Okay, that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.